Sir,
Huh? 10 to 15 minutes. All have been sub. This is one of the very shocking example that apart from illegality, how inhuman the state, the board and the school service commission, they have done. 12 of them were the
Is
petition.
the green light blinking?
Yes.
Green light is blinking. The other one? All blinking?
yes.
Yes. It's still. So 11 of the petitioners are visually challenged. Lordship need not see that for the time being.
All right.
Get it ready. 11 of them are the visually challenged. One of them is hearing impaired. All of them got the job as an assistant teacher in 2016. Now, Lordship may kindly, like all of us, we can visualize that even for a visually challenged persons, it is a 10 times struggle compared to any other persons, even for a, I can say, even to go for a toilet and that. In fact, there was also, they had to go petitions that they are entitled and they are competent, all were done. Now they were serving, no difficulty. Now they also faced because of the Boishaki judgment. What they have done in the Boishaki judgment, two things are there, two important things. Number one is that all of them would be able to participate. If they want, they can give a concessions. I'm not concession part today, not for interim purpose. Now, what they cannot do based on Boishaki and subsequent Vivek Pariya is that, like I give you one example. I have just made just a chart based on their data, which is
Hmm. Hmm.
they have created a bottleneck, which is absolutely inhuman. My lord, kindly see if I will give the respective page numbers where from I have got it. But before that, 2016, my lord, in Bengali, out of 1,358 vacancies, 61 they were appointed. I have annexed also the final list. 61 of them, and in VH is visually handicapped. Still, they use this word, and in hearing impaired, 35. So total was 96. Now this they have kindly see the drastically. This time the vacancies has gone up. So up for the purpose of up, I am not saying anything for interim prayer, because there I am entitled to under 4 that whatever extra is 1,666. This is the vacancy has gone up. So out of that 1%, that is 16.6, and 1% for visually challenged, one for, so 32 from new vacancies they are entitled. Today I am not even for that. I say that 61 of them are serving. You cannot reduce 61, because after first SLST this is the second SLST. If you reduce the 61, then you are creating a bottleneck in the whole competitions, and that's a clear bar by Vivek Pariya. That's an adverse effect, and precisely that has been done by the state school service commissions. And kindly see, my lord, this is in Bengali, and if I can give the may I show it? And in what they have done, my lord, in visually challenged, there are signs they usually cannot, or very few of them they can do the laboratory. So all of them or most of them, they study in this literature, history, period, all where laboratory things are not there. Now these are the subjects they were working. I can understand that, okay, that may be a subject, whether the new vacancy, still I am entitled to 32 more. I'm saying all for the timing for Bengali. But how can 61 who are serving, that can be reduced? Now, 2 points are there. Number one is the Honorable Supreme Court says that if you want, you can give a concession for the physically handicapped persons. It's a matter of discretion. They can take a stand. No, we don't want to give a concession. Right. You may not give a concessions, but you cannot do a something diametrically opposite to concessions. That reductions of the number of vacancies. Kindly see the history, the next page. There, total number of vacancy was 988. Reserved VH was 38.
So 67 reduced to 36.
Yes. And the geographic. This is so, usually I don't use the word. This is not just illegal. I can show the.
Hey, how much have you invested in mutual funds?
Around 14-15 lakhs.
Nice. And do you know how your mutual funds are doing?
Any authority having seen 61 of the the visually challenged persons, they are working. Now, whether I can help them to do something little more, that's a different thing. But at least I would not do something to make further obstruction in their life. The interim, may I show the relevant pages where from I have got it so that.
No, you must have collected
Yes,
from
yes,
the
this is
data.
not
only.
that.
So
Yes, it is.
no use.
It is.
All right.
But today what I am praying is, I am seeking a meat path. Meat path is this. There is a path of I am entitled to of the new vacancies, 1,666 in
Will
Bengali.
you calculate the percentage?
Yes, that would be much more. Kindly take the percentage, 23,000 in 9 and 10. Straightway, that 1% becomes 230. 2% becomes
460.
260.
460.
460. Now, that finally, definitely, I will press on that. But today, I am seeking before your lordships kindly.
Where are you positioned now?
I am out of the list.
Not even in the interview
No.
list.
For the last 7 to 10 years or 6 years, my lord. In fact,
You were serving.
my lord, in fact,
Um,
I can only say only one thing.
why are you so late?
My lord, to say if for 9-10 the list is there. Now my names are not there. My lord, kindly under the law, after the interview, they have to prepare a final vacancy list. So whatever they have done, these are tentative. That's the law under 7.
Final vacancy list has not been
No, no.
published in respect of
Law
9 and
requires
10.
that this is not a final vacancies. The law is not that. Law is there are 2 stages. One is an indicative
yes.
vacancies, and
The
at
final
the interview stage there has to be final vacancies.
that has not been published.
No, that's the time. That's the right. Today I am seeking this. At least protect the number of vacancies which was there in 2016 for VH and HI.
All right, I get it.
The other part that can be decided at the final stage.
Who's for the state?
Mr. Shishanno Bandhavai, Senior Standing Council is engaged on behalf of state.
Where is he? Or anybody of
Have
his,
informed.
anybody of his
If I can
team?
show the Supreme Court saying clearly total number of vacancy, the way exactly I have 2000 is a larger bench judgment. Paragraph 2013 10 SCC 772. Paragraph 30. Even illustration has been given at paragraph 38. Kindly have a look at 38. How this has to be materialized.
Para 2. 13, 10,
Paragraph 38. This was under the old act when there was 3% reservations. Now it has gone up. Even then, to illustrate, if there are 100 vacancies of 100 posts in an establishment, the establishment concerned will have to reserve a minimum of 3 persons for persons with disabilities, out of which at least 1% has to be reserved separately for each of the following disabilities: person suffering from blindness or low vision, person suffering from hearing impairment, and the person suffering from locomotor disability or cerebral palsy. appointment of one blind, I need not, even at the end of the paragraph, it is also said. Now there,
The further reservation list that you placed
yes,
in the other matter.
well, that is the roster. Roster will not solve this problem because roster is the
Vacancy,
mechanism.
yes.
This is
but
the case of total
vacancy-
number.
Vacancies.
Yes.
Right. So,
What they might have done,
Yes.
what I think a complete non-application of what they might have done. These are the subjects where the visually challenged they usually do. They might show some subjects in science which would remain vacant because there will be no persons. I do not want to enter into any aspect. I say that in Vivek Paria you cannot affect. I say that paragraph 49 you also to read concession at least to make a neutral view. So if in 61 of them were there, you don't reduce 61 to 38. So today I'm seeking.
And the vacancies are reported by the board.
Well, this is
They-
something. What I find is what I have used in other matter in SCST, the mess.
Mhm.
I take responsibility to say that this is another mess they have done, a complete blunder.
They should work in tandem. See, one
Yes.
reporting vacancy, because the commission will say there is no reporting of vacancy by the
Correct.
board.
Yes,
So
we
I
can't
cannot
do it.
do.
Yes.
And then when you place them, they say that the roster position is not such that the candidates can be placed
Yes.
over there.
Yes.
So the whole thing is going round and round.
Yes.
But there is no relief to these type of candidates. So
Well,
you didn't get the vacancy.
I can only say from my personal experience, because this was our court. The state of West Bengal took a decision saying that how a blind person can become a teacher. We can't allow tomorrow if the blind wants to become a pilot. That's the saying of the concerned minister. Then the matter was heavily fought out by the honorable division bench in a public interest litigations. Thereafter, my lord, after they won in the matter, they started becoming a teacher. Large of them could have become beggar.
And here,
Yes, so you didn't get the vacancy.
let me.
Yes.
The 2016 selection process, the roster was made school wise. We'll kindly see from this table only. Out of 3024 vacancies, Milord. Milord, there is a table inside the petition also.
Therefore,
So,
only
out of 1358 vacancies, 64 were earmarked for only one category, visually impaired category. The percentage was 3%. Each reserve, 1% each reserve for visually impaired, hearing impaired, and locomotor disability candidates. So, Milord, 1% should be out of 1300, 13 candidates or 14 candidates. But Milord, it was reported 61. This time, Milord, the roster was made central. The roster is prepared and maintained by the board, which is the disciplinary authority. And this 1% ratio, which is also there in the new act, is strictly followed. Milord, what is not being showed to your lordship? Kindly, Milord, see the writ petition. Paragraph 8. Page number, Milord. Page number 13 of the writ petition.
Yes.
Milord, the table which is prepared, that is to prejudice. Why I'm saying it? Because out of 1375 total vacancies, the petitioners are compiling only those category vacancies, male female category vacancies. They are not compiling female vacancies. So the number will be less and it will prick the eye of anybody who will see. Out of 1375, 61 was there in 2016. It is much beyond 1% reservation. Now, in 2025, they have said that total vacancies is 3024. So ideally, 1% is 30 vacancies. They are showing 21. This will prick the eye that the percentage is not followed. But the catch lies in the column just above that. It is only for male-female co-ed school. Kindly takes the data from which they are claiming, our data from which they are claiming that they have prepared it. It is at page number 510.
Yes.
दवाई नहीं लेना आपने?
अरे वो ले लूंगा मैं। गुड्डी को 2000 रुपया दे देना, ठीक है?
मुझे
1134 total vacancies under the male female is not 1360 3055, which has been shown in the table at page number 13. It's 1134, and out of 1134 the number of vacancy for PHVH is exactly 1%. For PHHI it is again exactly 1%, as mandated by the act.
one percent of what?
1% of the total vacancy of that particular category.
I have exactly taken that figure.
Well, they have said the total vacancy of entire subject, and then then they have shown the number of vacancy category wise. Only male female category wise they have shown to your lordship. They are not showing the entire vacancy. The entire vacancy of that category will be 1% of the total vacancy.
Yes.
If we add everything,
Right.
male, female,
Yes,
everything.
Yes.
Well, now there are some categories where the first roster in roster, my lord, the first vacancy point for the physically disabled candidate is the 12th vacancy point. Your lordship was shown on the last day. So, my lord, in any case, it's a new process and the roster is being made for the first time. So, in any case, where for particular category where there is less than 12 vacancy, the vacancy will not be earmarked for the disabled candidate, because under roster, the first, second, third, fourth, until we reach the 12th vacancy, then only it will be earmarked for a disabled candidate. Then when we reach at the 32nd point, it will be earmarked. So, my lord, the percentage may be slight off. Like for 2000 candidates, there may be 18 vacancies, or for 10 candidates, there may not be any vacancies, because it's being made for the first time. In the next selection process, the 11th, the vacancies will be categorized again from the 11th roster point. So, my lord, under the 2016 Act, we are strictly following, the board has strictly categorized the vacancies as per the 2016 roster. A matter is pending before your lordship on that aspect, and affidavit has been filed. My lord,
Yes.
same aspect. The blind persons, the Blind Teachers Association of West Bengal, they have challenged the reduction of vacancies much before. They are coming much late after taking part in the selection process. They have challenged it in August. And the board has explained how those vacancies are categorized roster wise. Board has given detailed
The
data.
public interest litigation.
No, my lord, before this court.
Oh,
It's WPA 2879. No, my lord,
all right.
learned senior has filed an opposition. We are not using an opposition because we don't have anything to do in this categorization.
Right.
So, my lord, the
So,
submission which is being made.
Is it wrong to submit that 61 total 96 candidates were there from the chart that has been placed? 2016 96 candidates who are physically handicapped were given appointment, and now the reservation has come down to only 58.
My lord, 2016 96 candidates were there because
Yes.
the rosterization was done by each school, so it was not uniform. In my school vacancy, I'm doing selection from 1980 or 1950, and as per my roster, the VH or HI candidate will get. In another school, another roster is being followed. Now roster is centralized. But we have to see it on the pretext of the 2016 Act and the mandate of section 34, that for each category, whether we have allocated 1% reservation for each particular visually handicapped or hearing impaired, these two kind of persons are before your lordship. So, my lord, whether that has been violated or not, my lord, if that 2016 Act has been followed stricto sensu,
Assuming you follow it, assuming if there were 96 PH candidates and now it is 58, will it not be a problem for them?
my lord, it will be, my lord, but the law has to be followed. We cannot increase a vacancy because it will. Increasing a vacancy in one category will impair.
Will decrease
will
vacancy in
Look,
the regular
candidates
category.
are not.
This I can understand.
Look, that is the predicament which the authorities are facing, because we have to. Look, people are saying that we have reduced vacancy.
How are you following with Vivek Paria?
Look, Vivek Paria says that the 2025 rules
Yes.
cannot adversely affect any of the untainted candidates.
Right.
Milord, the 2025, it does not say that the 2025 rule has to ignore every reservation.
No, not at all.
Because,
Yes.
Milord, kindly visualize, Milord, in 2016, the EWS vacancies were not there. The EWS categorization came in 2019. We have to follow that. In 2016, 4% reservation was not there. It was 3%. but category wise there was 1% each. So my lord, 25 rules are not impairing their candidature. Their candidature is
Their
being impaired
rights
by
are being
the
affected.
right of person with disability act 2016.
Their rights are being affected by virtue of this whole thing. One who was in the service.
My lord, they are being affected by operation of law. My lord, one aspect was there, my learned senior argued it in July in Vivek Paria case. My lord, what happened? The NCTE, in this petition also there is a pleading. The NCTE guidelines in 2016 allowed 45% candidates with 45% marks to apply. In 2025, it was increased to 50%. We had adhered to that NCTE guideline. Supreme Court, my lord, on 21st August, 28th August, and 25th August, on 3 specific orders, says that you cannot affect their rights by the NCTE change NCTE guidelines. But my lord, with this aspect, whether their rights can be affected by the changed rules of reservation or the changed roster, this aspect has not been adjudicated by Honorable Supreme Court, my lord, and that is why we are bound to follow the rules which are in existence today. My lord, another pleading has been made, though it has not been placed today by my learned senior, that we have
No,
to
he has
carry
not
forward.
placed the whole thing that he has submitted. He seeks for an interim order at least to protect the service of
My lord,
these candidates.
to that interim order aspect, my lord, he wants increase of vacancies.
No. I don't want increase. I don't want increase in that sense. That is
No,
for
the
But
first
that was not the submission made. I have not opened the brief.
Look, now the interim order which my learned senior is seeking is to stall the counseling and appointment for those particular categories and to recategorize the vacancies so that they can be accommodated and then complete the milord. If we have to increase the vacancies ultimately at the end of this proceeding, milord, then the persons who have already been selected, they will not go out of the list. Under the increased vacancy, they will be accommodated. So, my lord, today there is no scope for any interim order as such, because ultimately, until and unless those vacancies, whether they will be increased or not, it can be decided. My lord, their right will not crystallize. They have been rejected at the preliminary stage. So, if there is more vacancy, then
Yes,
we will be able to call them.
the calculations that
Yes. My lord, first, I would appreciate my learned friends' wonderful submissions. It's an independent, nothing to do with this case. Kindly come to page 510. They are done.
My lord, there is a report from state in this regard. So,
May I show it thereafter?
yes,
Kindly take side by side the chart that I have prepared.
yes,
First, it is Bengali. There is no dispute.
Bengali,
Now in Bengali, I put a question to myself. Kindly serial number 6.
yes,
In Bengali, 61 of them were there. Kindly see my chart. I have taken. And this is coming from the final panel. What is the page? 5? 497. 497 I have taken from that. So that is the final panel. So 61 I have not tinkered with. This is the correct figure. Now kindly see then PHHI 29 male female and only female 6. So then I have this become 35. Kindly see what is my figure 35. So in 2016 in Bengali 61 visually challenged persons have been working from that, and 35 HI persons have been working in the reserved category. Now kindly see 2025 serial number 6. 61 has become 21 and 21, Lordship may also add 8 because 8 is female. So 21 and 8, it becomes 29. Kindly see my figure. It is 29. And same thing, HI, 21 and 8, it is 29. So which means this is an absolute violation of the Vivek Paria, clear-cut affectations, clear-cut making a bottleneck.
but then if you make the percentage of 3024.
Now 3024 is, kindly see, this is one more
Has to
interesting,
be-
which I will place in the final hearing, but today also. Now 2016, this 61 has come when total number of vacancy was 1358. This 1358, because they have clubbed, it was 1358. When 1358 is the total number of vacancy in Bengali, 61 of them, they are working. Now this 1358 has been gone to 3024. So there is an excess, addition of 1666. I'm not seeking any interim out of that. I say law says under 34, 1% on that for each category, but that can be decided later. But today, to reduce this 61 who are serving and asking them to compete with 29, which is a bottleneck, but that is page কততে আছে?
What can the interim order be passed
Maharaj,
over
only
here?
interim order today I am seeking is this.
Not to
Lordships
disturb your
Lordship
service.
clearly clarify that this order is not to stall the process
Yes,
because
that
they
is
would
all
otherwise
right.
prejudice. Kindly record that 61 persons were working as the visually challenged based on their records. Now that cannot be reduced because of Vivek Pariyar, page 529. Relevant. Kindly come to page 529. Or Lordship need not go to that. It's a, kindly take this one. The last
To
page.
disturb your service for the time being, I think this will be
I only seek that because what will happen, all I want, what could be, I was trying to understand what could be the counter logic of this case. Because 61 are the working, they cannot have a number, anything below 61.
should not be ideally because
My
the
lord,
vacancy
it
has
is not a rocket
increased.
science. It is not a
Obviously,
rocket science. It is not a,
they
they have
yes,
done a
it's
blunder.
not
That's what I'm
rocket.
saying.
It is. It can be understood when the vacancy has increased. Why
Yes.
did the reservation
And
come down?
I'm not seeking that give me 1% of the increased one. That can be final. Definitely, I will ask. That is the requirement under 34. I say protect me for what was there already under 16. Only that part. Kindly see why this should be protected. Kindly come to the last page. But I've given separately. It's also part of the records. Candidature of the 61 cannot be affected
By the new rules.
Yes. Yes.
So by the new rules.
Yes, correct. This what I'm trying to say, they have affected this by application of rule 7. Rule 7, there is an entire mechanism that first there has to be an indicative vacancy, and at the interview stage there should be a final vacancy. Now final vacancy they have not done yet. Now all I'm seeking that kindly protect the number of vacancies which were at least there for the reserved category in the visually challenged and the hearing impaired. And out of the new number of vacancies, that is 1666, that part I'm not seeking any interim order today. Even I am entitled to 1% from that. But I am failed to understand, just by saying we have not done it, somebody else done it. No matter someone has done it, no matter it has become central, how the number can go down? Because it has to be category wise.
The petitioners are
My lord, a
physically
report has been
challenged.
filed on behalf of state. It has already.
Oh. The petitioners are physically challenged candidates. Stop. They were appointed in the 2016 recruitment process and are competing in the 2025 recruitment process for being appointed as assistant teachers in classes 9 and 10. Stop. Their primary allegation is that the vacancy reserved for the physically challenged candidates have been brought down drastically from the earlier selection process to the new one. Stop. From the data that is available in the public domain, public domain, 96 physically handicapped candidates in the visually handicapped and hearing impaired category were appointed. When the total vacancy in the subject Bengali was 1358. Stop. In the current recruitment process, comma, only 58 seats have been reserved for the visually handicapped and hearing impaired candidates out of the total vacancy of 3024. Stop. Submission is that despite increase in the number of vacancies, of 1666, comma, the reservation for the physically handicapped ought not to be reduced. Stop. It has been submitted that the act of the commission is contrary to the decision passed by the Honorable Supreme Court on 26th of November 2025 in the matter of Vivek Paria and others versus State of West Bengal and others. Stop. Prayer has been made to provide interim protection to the effect that the number of vacancies available in 2016 should not be reduced for the time being till disposal of the writ petition. Stop. Paragraph affords its submission of the petitioners is opposed by the learned counsels representing the respondents. Stop. It is the specific submission that the percentage of vacancies reserved for the physically handicapped candidates are strictly in accordance with the 2016 Act. Stop. It is denied that any vacancy for the reserved category has been reduced. Stop. Next. Written instruction forwarded by the Commissioner of School Education, signed on 17th of February 2026, filed in court, is retained with the records. Which mentions that the vacancies were categorized by the West Bengal Board of Secondary Education and forwarded to the Commission. Stop. The Commission has acted accordingly. Stop. Paragraph. Learned advocate for the petitioner has also relied upon the decision passed by the Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of Union of India and another versus National Federation of the Blind and others, reported in 2013-10 SCC 772. Paragraph 38. Wherein the Honorable Court was pleased to cite an illustration Stop paragraph. I have heard the submissions made on behalf of the parties. Stop. The whether the reservation has been made in accordance with the rules is to be adjudicated. The respondents are directed to file a report by way of affidavit disclosing their stand. Such report shall be prepared and circulated within a period of 4 weeks. Exception, if any, may be filed within a fortnight thereafter. Stop. To mention the matter for hearing immediately on conclusion of the aforesaid time period. Stop. As it appears that as many as 96 no as it appears that the physically handicapped category candidates, handicapped category untainted candidates who were appointed pursuant to the 2016 recruitment process are still in service, the commission is directed not to disturb their service for the time being. Stop. The commission shall also not take any steps which is contrary to the direction passed by the Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of Bibek Paria, wherein the court clearly held that the untainted candidates in the past selection process be not adversely affected by application of the new rules. Stop. The I think this will be suffice, because if any decision direction is passed upon them to take a decision whether to increase or decrease, then that cannot be done.
It has to come from your.
It is
in our website.
the final vacancy list.
I can show it to my next team.
All right. If it is there, it is there. So I am not interfering with the vacancy right now. Just do not disturb their service for the time being.
31st of August.
My prayer would be.
Not 31st. If you complete it prior to 31st, then their service goes.
That's the reason that.
Somebody will be appointed there, but if they are not appointed, they cannot be removed.
Wait, keep this in mind and let these persons work for the time being and let a decision be taken.
Postpone that 4 weeks because I'm making this humble prayer. It is quite.
So many matters are fixed. How can you expect? As it is, I can appreciate Mr. Singh's effort. He is working in war footing
Today
to
in the morning,
prepare
yes.
the affidavits.
Yes,
And they are coming on time,
True.
barring a few.
True.
They are coming on time. So do not put more pressure on him. Let us see how soon we can deliver a judge.
Kindly allow me, there was a mistake in the synopsis. A different synopsis was brought in. We circulated
Leave granted to the advocate on record of the petitioner to
for a supplementary affidavit which has already been
prepare a supplementary affidavit incorporating the correct synopsis, which has gone down wrongly in the writ petition.
Well, I have last prayer. There is another blind person's matter there. Your lordships kindly tag this matter with this so that it can be finally decided.
Give the number.
Yes,
If you can use the same affidavit,
Yes,
then
yes,
that
that-
will.
we have not used. May I give the number?
Yes, please. দেখি।
কিন্তু আমাদের তো তো বলবে না
बोर्ड तो बोल रहे
Let this matter. When is this returnable?
A returnable date is over. It was for 11/12. Returnable 19/11. All were there.
It's over.
That was there.
Let this matter be tagged along with WPA 20266 of 2025. Blind Persons Association and others versus the State of West Bengal and others. এখানে আছে।
All are deeply obliged. Right, supplementary affidavit.
Yes, service is taken on record. Supplementary তে ফাইল করে দিয়েছে। Supplementary affidavit filed in court incorporating the correct synopsis. Leave it granted, to file, not prepare, to file the supplementary affidavit, incorporate. Wrongly in the. All right.
তারপরে এটার পরে যদি 12 my lord, I am for the petitioner, my lord.
रिपोर्ट तो रेडी नहीं
But there was a direction to file a